is a Power BI. Power BI in the sense it's a one of the reporting tool from the Microsoft. Before going to the in detail Power BI, what is the reporting tool first of all? After the lockdowns, like we have seen a number of times in the newspapers and all, like the automobile sales got increased by 5%. Otherwise, the GDP growth got reduced by 10% kind of. We have seen like these numbers and all. On what basis they are telling these numbers and all? The report in the sense, whatever the raw data we have, we want to be transformed. If we want to be cleansing the data, then we want to be create a visualization. Visually, I want to be represent some data. For example, I have a last 3 months sales information, for example, automobiles in India. I want to be analyze it. What happened in last 3 months? For example, the records is, for example, 50,000 record, 50 lakhs records is there. Out if you give this 50 lakhs records to anyone, they can't analyze it. You want to be represent the data into the visualization format. For example, in a January month, we have a 20 lakh sales. In another month, it is a 35 lakhs. Another month, it is a 5 lakhs. When you represent the data in a visual format, easily we can identify, for example, January, February, and March. We can easily analyze and we can easily understand the data where in which month the sales is more, which month is the sales is less. This is what we can. This is how we can represent your data visualizations format. This is nothing but a reporting tool. So we have to be process whatever the business was happened. We will take the data into certain tools, then we want to be represent data into the visualizations format, then we want to be compare it, what happened in last year, what happened in this year, from past 5 years, how my business is happening kind of thing. This is what we want to be represent your data into the visualizations format. That is nothing but a reporting tool. I will tell you the another, not only representing your data, sometimes to for a problem statements also we can use it our data as well. For example, I will give the one of the problem statement when how the reporting will be useful for to represent your problem. For example, yearly wises we have seen the some newses like this. This year Samsung is the topmost in the leading in the worldwide topmost market, the more mobile sales in the Samsung RAMI. This is kind of thing we have seen the newses and all. So year by year, one is the competitor. Wow, okay, MI will be dominate the Samsung. Samsung will be dominate the iPhone like this. These are the numbers on what basis we have to be represent. So they have to be identified. For example, Samsung they came into the second place. Apple comes from the first place. For example, they have take their analysis. So they want to be okay. They want to be analyze their information. Either their mobile features is not up to the market, or their business strategies are in a very in a poor way, or their services are not good. Apart from that, their market strategies are not in a proper way. That's what their sales got increased. For example, I have a nice features, but the mobiles is not sold out. Why? Because okay, their marketing is not good. Okay, they are lacking a marketing, or their services in a lacking in a servicing kind of thing. So they have to be analyze their information. Then based on that, they have to be what they have to be identify who is their competitors, how we have to overcome this, what are the lack where we have lacking. We want to be overcome all those information. For this one also we need a reporting tool. We want to be collect the feedback from the customers and all where we are lacking. Either their business strategies is not proper good, either their marketing strategies you have to be improve it, how we have to be take a decisions, then we want to make a number one in the industry. That's what we have to take the we want to overcome our problems based on the reporting only we can identify all this kind of thing. Apart from this, I will give one more scenario in what all the places we can use the reporting and all. For example, I have a multinational company in a 10 different countries and all, and I want to know, I have identified more iteration rate is there. Iteration rate in the sense most of the employees are leaving the organization. I want to take the report. For example, last 5 years data I want to be considered. The data will be stored into the database level. For example, who is the employee joined and what date the employee is left and all. So I will be take the all the employees information last 5 years, and I have identified like country wise I want to be represent. In a India, in a topmost 20% the iteration rate is there. On an yearly basis, on a total employees, 20% employees got left in the organization. In a US kind of thing, it is a 5%. It's not a problem. Always will be there. In some other country, some information, for example, it is a 15% is there. So based on a data, what are the data we have from the past 5 years, we have to be take it. Then I have to be represent a report over here. Then we have to identify like India is the topmost in the attrition rate. What's the problem? This is a problem statement. Problem statement in the sense, as a through a report you have to be represent what's the business problem, you have to be represent, you have to be debug what's the business problem. So India is the topmost 20% people are left in the organization. Then as a reporting perspective you have to be identify. Yeah, I already, the guys has joined late. One second, guys. That's what I waited for 5 minutes to settle down. But once, give me a second. Yeah, like I have identified India basis level, the iteration rate is more. Then we want to be identify in the same data itself what are the data we have. So we have represented data in a past 5 years where the attrition rate is more. On top of the data, we have to be even analyze more. We have to be give the some solutions where the problem is there. For example, either the junior resource people are left in the organization, or senior people are left in the organization, which experienced people are left in the organization. The data is already available is there. If you send this data in a like if you send the data in a Excel format, they can't analyze it. In a visual representation, we have to generate a report, proper report, then you have to give it for them. If you give a data in the sense, they can't do analyze it. So whatever the data we have to be taken, we have to be convert the data into the visualization format. Then we have to give the report to the business users or a stock like a topmost users, topmost business users we have to give. So the problem is we have identified which country and all. Some in detail level you have to be identify what's the reasons. So which experienced people are left in the organization, either 2 to 3 years of the people or 6 to 5 or 10 years experienced people are left in the organization, or a junior resource or a laterals they are left in the organization. For example, you have generated a report. For example, 2 to 3 years, only 10 people are only lefting, but 3 to 6 years of the experienced people who are the laterals, they are left in the organization. After the joining itself, within a 1 year, they are left in the organization. Senior people are not left in the organization. This is the business problem we have to be identified. So through a report only, we can identify these problems. So as part of this, so then the business will be taking their decisions. They will conduct a feedback. They will be okay, identify where why the people are left in the organization, what kind of precautions we have to be taken. So that is a, if the people are left in the organization means that is a cost effect for them. They have to be, they are losing the nice technical people, and also they have to be recruit from other guys. This is one of the business. This is an example purpose. So this is how we can identifying all these things through a report only we are generating. So this is what is a problem statement. The reporting purpose, we can use it for it to display, to know about your business. Apart from that, for a business solutions, for what business solutions we are using your reports. Apart from that, for example, I have a supermarket business in Bangalore. I have a 10 different branches. So end of the day, for example, after the 1 year, I want to be analyzed by business, what happening. So out of the stores, which store is the topmost, where I'm getting more profits and all, which store I'm getting a less sales and all. So already as per the day-to-day business, the data is generating. Later we will discuss how the data will be generate and all that also we have a discussion. So data, if you go for a supermarket, if you purchase something, so that is nothing but a one record. So we'll take that all the information. I have a 10 different supermarkets. From all the supermarkets, I will collect the data. Then I will generate a report. So where which store is running the losses, which store I am getting the more profits and all. If the store is running a losses in the sense why the reason behind is either our service is not good, or in that area what are the products we are selling, maybe that's not the people not interested in those products, or beside to that area is there any other competitors will be there, they are providing a nice go like a nice okay discounts and all. So you have to be analyze it, you have to be improve your business. So this is the purpose we can use the reporting tool. We can generate a for each and every places, for each and every business, for each and every project, there is a reporting is there. We want to be end of the day, we want to be generate a reports, we have to be analyze your business If there are any problem statements as there, you have to be resolve all those things. This is the purpose we can use the reporting tool. So apart from that, is the only Power BI reporting tool is the market? No, there are multiple reporting tools are there. For example, we have a Power BI is one of the reporting tool. We have one of the Tableau is one of the reporting tool. Apart from that, ClickView is one of the reporting tool. These are the topmost demanding. Okay, more in user interactive reports are there. Tableau, ClickView, Power BI. Before this also we have a Cognos reporting tool there. SSRS reporting. This is from Microsoft only. Another SSRS reporting tool, like a number of things are there. Like we have a number of reporting tools are there, but Tableau, ClickView, Power BI is a more interactive reports. Remaining like SSRS, Cognos, so like a MicroStrategy, all these are nothing but these are the reporting tools are there. Those are not much user interactive, and those are a printable reports kind of thing. For a more analytical purpose, we are using a above 3 reporting tools. Then why we have to learn the Power BI? Why not a Tableau and all? Tableau, it compares to the Power BI reporting tool, Tableau is the most cost effective, and Power BI always every month there is a new releases are there. Apart from that, is compares to the cost, it is very cheap. Apart from that, they have Microsoft has provided a first service called a cloud service. We have two services are there, cloud service and on-premises services. My Power BI is introduced a cloud services is the first. Okay, we have a Power BI desktop, Power BI services and all. Okay, so apart from that, compares to the features are more user friendly, and we have a compares to the remaining tools, Power BI is the cheaper cost. Due to that reason, today's market, Power BI is the topmost leading demanding tool. Like 3 years back, Tableau is the top place. Now Power BI has overcome that problem. Now the Power BI is the topmost demanding tool. The Power BI has came into the market in 2015 only. Yeah, broadly using from 2015 onwards, people are using into the industry. From 2015 onwards, the reporting came into the Power BI reporting tool came into the picture. Now is the topmost demanding tool in the market. Now we will see what is the high level of the architecture. This is what high level of the architecture of a Power BI. I told you that with all the examples I told you that we want to take the data, we want to take the data. So whatever the data whatever the business is happening as of now, so the data will be stored into any one of the database. Either it is a Oracle or it is a SQL Server or it is a DB2, MySQL, MongoDB, n number of databases will be there. So their business is running. They have stored data into the data warehousing system or some other systems. So from there, we want to take the data into the Power BI desktop. Then here we want to create a Power BI report. Then we want to share the report to the users. Just now I told you that. Yeah, I told you that Microsoft is provided. First time they have introduced Power BI services. So Power BI it is a Microsoft cloud. So first time they have introduced cloud-based service to share the reports. After that, they have introduced report server as well. These are all the things we will discuss now in detail level. We have a Power BI mobile as well. So this is a high level of the architecture. Take the data into the Power BI desktop, creating a Power BI report. Either the ways, you can share the report into the Power BI service or a Power BI report server. Tableau also we have a same thing. Tableau server, Tableau desktop. Here also we have another thing, Power BI service, cloud-based service, and also Power BI report server is there. What are the reports we have developed through the mobile? We can watch it those reports. In a mobile, we can't develop the reports, but what are the reports we have published into Power BI service or a Power BI report server? We can watch it those reports from mobile as well. Now let me comes into the in detail level each and every one. Like this is what a high level of the architecture. So we have a Power BI desktop. Then we have a Power BI service. Then we have a Power BI report server. Then we have a Power BI mobile. Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop, it's a free software. So for the companies, half of the burden is reduced. So it's a Power BI desktop it's a free software. free software. We can from the Google itself, we can download it and we can use it. Even for industry people also, it is free only. Not only for the developers, for a industry people also, it is a free software. From a Power BI desktop, we can connect the data into the multiple data sources. We can connect to multiple data sources, and we can generate a report. Before going to generate a report, the Power BI desktop will be converted into, divided into three things. One is a Power Pivot, Power Query, then we have a Power View. Power Pivot in the sense, my data is, some of the tables was there in a Oracle, some of the data was there in a SQL server, some of the data was there in Excel files. So I have a data in three different data sources. I want to take that data into my Power BI desktop. Then I want to make a relationship between the tables. This is nothing but a Power Pivot. Loading the data, maintaining the relationship between the tables and all, then that will becomes a Power Pivot. Sometimes Power Query. Power Query in the sense, we can perform, my data is not in a proper format. Sometimes data will comes in a proper format, sometimes data is not in a proper format. For example, we can perform some ETL tool. Okay, it is a lightweight ETL also, it will be support. For example, there are two different Excel files as there. I want to be combined into a single one. For example, I have a mobile sales is there. Apart from that, I have a like TV sales, two different sales I have. One is a mobile sales and a TV sales. Data is getting from two different sources. I want to combine into a single one. End of the day, I want to show what is the total sales. So I want to be combined two Excel files in a single one. Or sometimes you have a data in a duplicate. So there are some duplicates are there. You want to be remove some data. So apart from that, there are some blank values is there. I want to do perform some null replacement kind of thing. So this kind of operations we can perform in a Power Query level. We can perform some data transformations we can perform. If data is not in a proper format, transform your data. Then once these two steps are done, then we want to create the visualization. So for example, I want to see country wise my sales, or I want a product wise what is, for example, I have a retail business in a different countries. For example, Flipkart, Amazon. I want to be display country wise how the sales is happening. Or one of the new iPhone 12 has introduced, for example, I want to end of the day, I want to see how in which area my business was, how my business was performing in a last 1 week of the sales. I want to be identified. For example, in a China, my sales is very less. I want to be identified. What's the problem? Why last year sales was very good, but this year sales was reduced. Why? Because why the people are not interested on mobile. Okay, this thing I want to know all this information. So what are the data we have taken? So we can create the visualization. Visualization is the last part. So we are connecting the data sources, taking the data. If it is a Power Query is required, then we can perform, we can shape out your data. Then finally we can represent your data. This is what we can create a Power BI reports and all. This is what the Power BI desktop is used to develop a Power BI to develop a reports. We can use a Power BI desktop. After that, for example, my data got changes. Okay, we have developed a report. The report I want to share to the user. I am not the business user. I am a developer. I create a Power BI report nicely. What are the data they have given? They have provided me last 5 years sales example. I have taken a report as per their requirement. I have seen like yearly sales comparison on the last year and this year comparison, on every country wise comparison. Like this, I have created multiple visualizations, nice visualizations I have created by using a Power BI desktop. This one I want to share to the user. So in a Power BI desktop level, we can't share the users. So we need a Power BI service we require to share the report to the users, or we have a Power BI report server is there. By using any of these two, we want to share the report to the users. So Power BI desktop in the sense to develop your report, we have to use it Power BI desktop. Power BI service is to share the report to the users. So in this case, if my data got changed, today I have created a report. After 1 week, my sales, obviously my sales data will be changed. So for last 1 week, sales data has came. In a Power BI desktop level, you can't refresh your data. Automatically, I want to be refreshed. So the Power BI will, in a Power BI service level, if data got changes, my data will be flow automatically into my Power BI service. So no need to develop, no need to refresh my data manually. I want to make automate. So this kind of it's not a difference between, it's not a limitation for a Power BI desktop. It's one of the feature actually. To develop a report, we have to use a Power BI desktop. To share the report to the users and to make automate, the data has to be automatically refreshed. So we can use a Power BI service or we can use a Power BI report server. So in a Power BI service, we can use it to share the report to the users. So we have another module is a Power BI service. Once we develop a report, we want to share the report to the users. Here only we want to pay for the cost. Here the Microsoft will charge for you. There are some different licensings are there. We have a normal, we have a Power BI Pro license is there. Here we want to pay $10 for a month for a user. For a month, for a user, we want to pay $10 for a month for a user. The costing and all will be take care of the organization will be take care. No need to bother about that. As a developer, I am new to this one. As part of training, how we want to be practice the Power BI service. There is one of the way is there. I will show you as part of the class discussions. I will be show you. You can create your own account. Here it won't be support for a Gmails and all won't be support. Only official email IDs. Office 365 email IDs only we require it. Based on that only we can practice it. So I will show you. We can create one of the trial account in Office 365. Based on that, they will provide a 60 days of trial version with all the features. There is no limitation. In a free trial version also we'll get all the features. We can do practice, like how we can share the report to the user, how we can perform a schedule refresh, the data has to be refreshed, how we can perform a subscription options and all those things we can practice as part of the training. So we can create a Office 365 account. Based on that we can practice all these things. This is one of the license. Okay, I will tell only the Pro license. I will be describe it in coming classes. We will be discuss what is the different licenses we have. There are different licenses are there. Pro license is there, premium license is there. Like we have two different licenses are there. So anyhow the company will be take care of the license. We don't want to be bother about that. So as part of a training purpose, if you want to do a practice, just now I have discussed, right? So we can create an Office 365 account. The free account we can create it. Based on that we can practice it. And also here we can perform schedule refresh. That if data got changed, so how the report will be refreshed automatically. We can perform a schedule refreshes over here. And also apart from this, okay, they will provide a 10 GB of the space for a user. Okay, this is a maximum space they will be provided. In a Pro license, they will provide a 10 GB of the space. For example, I want 10 reports I want to be published into Power BI service. They will be provided 10 GB of the space for a Pro license. So we can perform a schedule refresh, all the things. So user also should require a Pro license. The user will be log in with their account. They will watch the report. What is the report you have developed? The user can be log into Power BI service. This is one of the website is a cloud-based service, yap.powerbi.com. The Power BI service is nothing but a yap.powerbi.com. So you are a developer, I am a user, I am a business user. You have developed a report and shared in a Power BI service. So I will log in into with my account. I can see my report, like what my business is happening. So I will see what's my report. This is what we can use a Power BI service. It is a Microsoft cloud-based service. If you share or if you publish the report will be published into Microsoft Cloud. The report will be saved into Microsoft Azure. It will be saved. But I have very confidential information. So as of now, we have discussed take a data from different data sources. If you want to be perform any data cleansing operations, we have a Power Query operation is there. We can perform. Finally, we can create a nice report like this. Okay, country wise, bar graph. Okay, do not chart, any kind of thing. Okay, bar graph or a filled map, any kind of nice visualizations you can use it. You can develop a report. You want to share the report to the user. No need to send in a mail. Today you can send it through a mail. What about next day? Next day data got refreshed. The user don't know how to open a report and all. That is not the user's not a technical guys. So you have just they have to be login. They want to see the report. So we can use a Power BI service. So I have taken data, developed it, then published to Microsoft Cloud. The report will be saved into the Microsoft Azure. In this case, I have my very confidential information. For example, my company's client information is there. So I have a very confidential information. I don't trust on a Microsoft Cloud. I don't want to share my report through the Microsoft Cloud. Is there any alternative way we have? That's why we have a Power BI report server is there. The Power BI report server also it is one of the software we have to be install it. Okay, based we can no need to Microsoft Cloud within your organization only. Your data is there in your organization. Your report server also it is in your organization. You don't need to share the report into Microsoft Cloud. In a Power BI report server, you can publish it. The users will be logging over here. They can watch the report. So Now Microsoft cannot be access my reports. Is a by using a Power BI desktop, I can develop it in a Power BI report server. I can watch it my reports. Okay, if where sometimes most of even I have seen such kind of scenarios wherever I have a confidential information, high confidential information is there. They won't allow you to publish the report to Power BI service. They will take another service, Power BI report server. They can use it. They can see, this is one of the way. There are two ways to can share the report to the users, either a Power BI service or a Power BI report server. Power BI report server is a within the organization only. In your organization, they will be take one of the remote desktop. They will be configure it. There we have to be share the report from the users will be watch it. This is what we have a Power BI report server. Most of the people will ask interview questions under only Power BI service. 90% of the people will are using a Power BI service. Okay, if desktop will be remain same for a service and a Power BI report. So it's just 10 minutes of discussion only. How we can publish, how we can share the report. But Power BI service will be takes a 4 to 5 days of time of discussion to discuss all each and every point. It will take 4 to 5 days of time. Power BI is mobile is a Power BI like we have a Power BI mobile. We have to be from a micro like from the Play Store we have to be downloaded. Then we have to be configure it. After that it's not. After that we have to be watch it the report either in a Power BI service report or a report server report. We can watch it through a mobile also. The user is aware like is the that guy don't have a his lab. Okay, you want to check one of the high critical report, you want to check it. So through the mobile also they can watch it what's happening by report. They can watch it through a mobile as well. This is what about a high level of information of a Power BI. And the day first starting onwards I'm telling that you have to be take the data, you have to be take the data and all. So the data is coming from 90% of the projects. The data is coming from a like any one of the database only. In a high level architecture itself, I am showing that you have to be take it from a SQL or a DB2 or a Oracle or some other databases. If you want to learn it a Power BI, what are the prerequisites you want it? Is there any other technologies you want to learn it? 100% you have to learn it. Any one of the database language you have to be learn it. As part of my training, I will provide a SQL Server training as well. If some people outside are telling that you can learn a Power BI, it's a very simple tool. You don't need to learn anything. Don't believe that. I'm strictly saying that SQL Server, any one of the database. If you know Oracle, it is fine. If you know DB2 is fine. If you know like MySQL, it is fine. All the database languages are common. 90%. If you know SQL Server, you can work with Oracle also. 90% of the query will be remain same. Only 10% of the keywords are a GUI will be the different. 90% of the concepts will be remain same. Any one of the database language is required 100%. Why? Because always data will come from any one of the database. You have to take the data. If you want to develop a Power BI report in the sense, the source for your report is data only. So like data in the sense, what we are only generating a data. For example, you have purchased a one automobile. For example, you have purchased a one more bike. So there is a one entry only. They will make it a one entry. They have recorded. End of the day, the government is announcing like 5% the automobile sales got increased. On what basis? So this is the customer. This is the area one bike got purchased. This is the guy purchased. So like this, the data is we only generating. For example, Amazon is introducing in a big billion days. Their business was 100 crores. On what basis they're telling these things? We are only purchasing is they are providing us some offers and all. We are purchasing some products and all. So if you purchase a one product is nothing but a one record. Okay, who is the customer? What is the order date? What is the order amount? What is the like shipping date? All the things. This is nothing but a one record. This is on what basis data is generating. So 90% of the for a Power BI reporting, the data will come from any one of the database. So you should learn any one of the Why? Because the Power BI is a Microsoft tool. So Power SQL Server also from a Microsoft only. This combination, most of the people will ask it. How good you are in a SQL? So without knowing a data, you can't develop any report. If you are good expert in a SQL Server, you can easily work with the Power BI. Power BI is nothing but a drag and drop creating the visualizations. But understanding the data, what the data we have, what the relationship between the tables and all. If you want to work out in the sense, we want to take it any one of the training that is a SQL Server. I will provide a SQL Server training as well. That is a how the data will be as part of we will discuss how the data will be generating into how the data is coming into the SQL Server. How they will move the data into the data warehouse and all. So you want to learn it. The select query. You want to take. You have created or someone has developed a report. You have joined to the organization. then next day they will give you that. Okay, this is one of the measure is showing a differ. Okay, like the value is showing a wrong. Can you please check it? Where you have to be check it. The data is coming from a SQL server. The user has told that last year sales amount is showing a wrong. Where you have to be checked. SQL server, wherever the data is coming. For example, data is coming from a SQL server. You have taken a data from SQL server. You have to generate a report. Then you have to be checked that what the data was in a database level. If data is matching with this value and this value, then it is not a problem. But here the value is very high, here the value is low, then we have to be check in a Power BI level. Is there any filter got applied, or why the data is not flowing or not? We want to check it. How we can check over here? If you know the SQL server training, if you know good expertise in creating a table, selecting the query and all, then only we can identify a small issue also. If you want to identify a small issue also, you should know the SQL server. So as part of my training, I will be provide first 10 days of the first 10 days will provide SQL server training only. Then only we will start. First you should know the data. Then we can go for the reporting purpose. So first 10 days of that time we will discuss SQL server training. That is only a select query only. If you know select query properly, you can survive it anywhere. Like another 10 videos are there. It's not a class. So I'm not providing a class for this. Okay, my training classes only I will be provided. Create a table, update the data. It's no need to stuck anything. If you know one time, you can create. If you know create a one table, you can create 100 tables. But if you know selecting a one query, you can't select another query. One scenario I will ask it, can you please tell me last year sales? Next minute I will change my query. Same select query only, can you please provide last year and this year sales comparison? I will give a change another query. So writing a select query always it is the challenging. If you know, like for that case, first 10 days of the training, we will provide a SQL server training, only select query. For remaining 10 days, the videos I will be provided. You guys have to be go through. If you have any questions in a class itself, we will be discussed. Here we have just simple things. One-time learning concepts will be there, like create a table, update a table, drop a table, delete a data and all. It's a very simple concept. So we'll provide a SQL server videos for 10. Remaining 10 days, we will discuss how the data will be there, what is the joins concept, how you have to be select the data and all. Then after that, we will start with a Power BI desktop. We will start with a Power BI desktop. We will discuss Power BI desktop. Then after that, in a Power BI, we have some limitations are there. If my data is very huge, you can imagine like how the data is increasing. So Power BI desktop won't be support. Some cases there are depends on a project, like based on a data sizes. The Power BI there are some limitations in Power BI desktop. That's what to overcome that we have a SSAS concept is there. SQL Server Analysis Services. So with Power BI, without Power BI also there is a super good demand for SSAS. From 3 years onwards, either the people are learn it or not it, I am teaching each and every batches the SQL Server Analysis Services. It's a top most demanding tool. You don't need to learn any newly. If you know Power BI, working with SSA is very simple. What are the language we can use it over here? I told you that, right? Power Query plus Power BI we can do. All same things we can do in a Power BI like SQL Server Analysis Services level. This is a combination SQL plus Power BI plus SSAs. You will get a super good demand and you will get more calls. You no need to learn any extra thing. Power BI, anyhow, if you want to learn a Power BI, SQL is mandatory. Anyhow, you have to learn it these two things. If you know Power BI working with SSA is very simple. There are some limitations is there. If the data size is very big, Power BI won't be support. That's what from the data you have to take it into the SSA script. From there you have to be develop a report. Very simple thing. Instead of taking the directly data into this, in an alternative way, this is nothing but a hybrid method. Alright, hybrid method. This is nothing but hybrid method. As part of my training, I will provide a SSAS training as well, along with data warehousing concepts as well. Before going to SSAS, I will give overview on a data warehouse. What is a dimension table? What is a fact table? What is a star schema? What is a snowflake schema? How the data will be loaded into the, like there are some ETL tools will be there. Based on that, the data will be stored into the data warehouse. From there, you have to be take the data. There they will be in interview point of view also they will ask it these questions as well. What is the fact table? What is the fact table size? What is the star schema? What is the snowflake schema? So we'll provide it data warehousing knowledge as well. Apart from that, If you know SQL plus SSAS, there is a good demand as well. I will show you practically with Power BI. The SSAS, the tool was there from past 15 years. The concept is there, the tool was there, still we have a good demand is there. SSAS, the so with Power BI or without Power BI also the tool is there. I will show you practically how we can use it without Power BI or with Power BI. If you know SSAS as well, it is a 5 days of class only. No need to write any queries, no need to write anything. What are the thing we can do at Power BI desktop level? Same thing we can do, but some steps will be there. You have to be learned that. This is what SSAS concept and all. These are the